Hello, hello, how are you? This is JilliBling. Gathering Moments is a beautiful bundle. And this is card number 3. I'll show you card number 1 and card number 2. Just a minute, so here it is. Whoa. Pretty. Beautiful paper, beautiful stamp set. Letting the paper and just a little bit from the stamp set do all of the work. Oh, and then this is my new favorite thing, which is a rub-on. It comes in half pack is gold, the other half pack is silver. As you can see, I bought quite a few of them. There's 8 sheets. So there's 2 of this sheet with the leaf on it. Then there's 2 of this sheet. That's the leaf. Oh, here's this sheet. So 2 of each of them in gold and 2 in silver. We'll be using this one today. They're really bright. They're very easy to use, perhaps a little bit too easy. Because if you have it ready to roll, you set it on your grid paper or just regular paper. And if you don't have the protective layer on the back of it, it sticks to your grid paper and you're like, oh, I wanted to use that. So just beware of that. Too easy to use. And I'll show you the other cards. Here's the one. This is the first one. So there's already a video for this one. And the mushroom card. Here's the mushroom card. Wasn't that cute? And they all have a different flavor. So this one is very green, very earthy, natural colors. This one is more white and beige with a pop of color. And today's is more beige with gold, featuring a lot of the designer paper. Yeah, fun stuff. So we'll use Gathering Moments bundle, mixed label die for this die right here, and the arches. What are these called? Everyday arches. At first I thought I don't want these, or I wasn't interested because I've had a lot of rainbow stamps, a lot of rainbow dies, and I thought, oh, that's just another rainbow. But as you can see from here, it's more just a nice way to feature a focal point. And I keep using them over and over and over. They're very nice. Okay, so let me show you the designer paper. Well, here's all the products we'll be using today. I'll show you them in just a minute. But here's the designer paper, and what's funny is I bought a lot of it, and I think this is all I have left. And I'm sure that I have some somewhere, but I love this paper. Look at the gold foiling on it. Can you see that? So there's this page, which we'll use today. That page we used on a previous card. This one I don't know that we used. We used this for sure. Haven't used this. Can you see that little pattern on there? Early espresso. But we have, this is today's paper that we'll use today. And this year you're like, wait, that's a repeat. See how this has a white background? And this has a vanilla background or a beige background. So it's the same but different, which is great to be able to do it in white or beige or vanilla. This we'll use today. This one we use the back side, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's for the first card, the big green card. See the gold foiling on it? But it's beautiful paper. If you like fall, you'll love the paper. If you like this bundle, or what is it, Amber Autumn. I was just playing around with this. Amber Autumn, that goes so well with this. Anything autumn goes really well. Okay, let's jump in and let's just make it. So we will be using, this is part of the suite, Cajun Craze in gold dots. And they just look like they have like little bits of foil in the Cajun Craze dots. And they come in 3 different sizes: large, medium, and small. This stuff is interesting. I like it. When I saw it in the catalog, I thought no. But then I thought, well, let me give it a try. And I keep using it. It's very natural looking. Let me put it on something dark. It's fun. Can you see that? It's kind of crunchy, but definitely fun to work with. So we'll use it on today's project, just back behind the leaves. If you had the leaves and the acorn and you just set them on top of this paper, they kind of get lost unless you have a big border around your leaves and acorn. So I added this little bit of, I should know what this is called, irregular weave trim. And I think that makes it stand out a little bit better. This has heat embossing. So on the inside I heat embossed, "You're French, it means the world to me," this little stamp and this stamp, just kind of randomly. There's a piece of the paper, this one right here, that has that stamp in it. I think it's this one. Yeah, I see it right down here. It has this stamp in it. Not sure where that comes from, but I like it, so that's great. Okay, so it's heat embossed the greeting, this pattern, and this kind of grid pattern, and then over the top stamped with Cajun Craze Early Espresso crumb cake. And doesn't that just look nice? It's very handsome. And it looks like I closed it too soon because I see some ink over there from the espresso. Note to self, let it dry first. Okay, let's get started. Here are papers, and these little bits of scrap, they mean something. And what that's all about is a reminder for me to tell you that this right here is a card front or a card base folded in half. Then I took a second one and folded that in half. If I didn't trim them, then it would stick out right here. So that's why I trimmed off just a little bit. Tiny little bit. Like a 1/16 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch, that's all it takes. Okay, so, oops, getting that in the garbage can. Pieces and papers. So I'm checking these, and this one is just a little bit shorter, which tells me that the shorter one goes to the inside. Can you see how it's just a little bit shorter? Okay, so I'm just going to fold both of them in half. I'll have to check it again. Which one is shorter? Okay. Good. I'm pretty sure that this one is shorter. If I line them up right here, this is a small one. So it's going to go right inside here. So I don't have to keep on checking which one is the little one. I'm just going to stick that in place. I'm trying to make sure I get glue to this folded part right here. I'll show you why. So I'm just going to set it about in place. I think it goes there. Because it's glue, it'll scooch around. And it's good there. It's good here. So the reason I was a bit particular on getting glue right out to the edge, I said on the folded piece, was if I didn't, this might lift and someone, the recipient, might be inclined to pull that back. So if it's right there at the edge, there's no hints that it will come loose. Okay, there's that. This is the inside. This is this layer right here. And we're going to do 4 panels, and this will be in the middle. So let's attach these 4 panels. And the paper cut sizes are in the video description, along with a list of all the products used and the product numbers. Okay, and it's a link to my store, and then when you open it up, it'll say here, it'll be off to the right. Here are all the products used. And then you could just pick and choose what you like. Okay, so I had to tell you, the house smells so good. Tony, last year, oh, maybe it was the year before. It's like, why do these things happen? Very little of the border is shown, seen, so I'm not going to worry about getting glue right there or right here. Bo is out there barking at something. Okay, so you know how I showed you pears from our little, Tony calls it the orchard. I guess it is an orchard. There's quite a few plants, trees. And he just happened to plant an Italian plum tree. And I'm like, okay, a plum tree. Italian plum, I don't care what ethnic plum it is. I like plums, okay. That's fine. You like plums, okay. We're getting us a plum tree. And it produced the first 2 years really good. This year, not so good. But the first 2 years, Tony said, you know what? These plums remind me, how did that happen? I know the thing fell. It's going to be fine. He says, this reminds me of, Tony is half Greek and half German. And he was in the army so that he can be sent or serve in Germany. So he can spend time with his grandma and grandpa and aunt, which he did. And it was a very, very special time for him. He talks about it all the time. I mean, it's a great memory. And I've been there too, and I visited. I didn't get to meet Grandma and Grandpa, Oma and Opa, because they had already passed. Opa had passed right before I met Tony. So this is decades ago. Okay, so while he was in the army, he would get to fly home periodically and spend time with family. And because he had been there so often, so regularly, every weekend, he would go to Oma and Opa's house, and they would say, okay, our American boy, what would you like? You military boy, knowing that he eats a lot. He still eats a lot. And he would tell them what he wanted, and he would try new things, and just taking in the lifestyle and loving it. So one time, Oma said, the mushroom I think is going to be covered. These sprigs, I don't know that they should be going upward, so I think I'm going to put it downward. Oma said, okay, Tony, you're going to go and visit with family. You're going to be hopping on the plane, so let me send you this, no, I'm not remembering the name. I just call it Schweißkuchen, and I don't do good with the, it just means plum cake. Let me send you with this. You know what, I should have laid these out because I think it's going to be, okay, this one's going to be like tiny little border. Okay, so she made this cake and enough for his sisters are twin sisters and his mom to just have a flash of like the German cooking, what Tony is loving there. So he got it on the plane and he was hungry. You know where I'm going with this. He ate his piece. Then it was a long flight. You know where this is going. And he's like, those sisters, they won't know. So he ate one of their pieces and he was going to say, yeah, this is what Oma sent you. You guys get to share this piece. Anyhow, by the time the flight was over, the cake was 100% gone and he just wasn't going to mention it. He eventually did, or maybe he's just telling the story now. But Okay, those are really crooked, but don't worry, because once this covers it, you'll just see the outside edges. Okay, so that's a long story, but when he saw these plums, he was like, those are the same plums. That's like the German plum cake. And the cake isn't, oh, let's have like a white birthday cake. It's yeast and letting it rise, pounding it down, putting it into the pan, letting it rise again, and then cutting up the plums into little slivers so that they're in rows and they lay like soldiers. Okay, I'm going to continue with this story. So on this paper, oh, the one with the white background, see, it's hard to use this side. This side is very neutral and calming. This side is just breathtaking beautiful, but we're going to do it. So on here, I'm going to stamp in Versamark Gather, and I'm going to stamp it down low. And I'll continue with the story. This is like a commercial interruption. Okay, Embossing Buddy, Versamark Gather, do down low. Oop. And gold embossing powder. Okay, now I'm going to heat it. I think I have it going uphill a little bit. Okay, so there's that. So I'm going to pretend like I planned for it to go uphill. Actually, I think it looks just fine, because I could try to straighten it out by bending, tilting the die, but I think that if the die was tilted, because there's the paper is directional, it would be a problem. Therefore, I'm going to straighten it back out and pretend like I want it to be like a swish of gather. You know how you gather leaves. So I'm going to cut this out and just the die just a little bit bigger in early espresso. I'm still coming back to the story. I might forget it, but coming back. There's not that much mojo. The leaf. Let's put the leaf on there. Here's the leaf. Ooh, don't open it up. I kept wanting to use another piece of this, these rub-ons. I used it in last month's Avid kit projects. And I kept on thinking, oh, I should put something in the middle part. Oh, something on the inside. And you can use just a little bit and it makes a big splash. But I didn't. I'm kind of hoarding them like I do designer paper. Okay, so here is the rub-on. See how shiny it is. And see how I kept this on there? So this is what I did earlier, where I just set it down. I was going to use it. I was doing other things, and I came back, and it was stuck on there. And you can't retrieve it. Once it's stuck on there, that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to take this, put it right there. And if I were to do that, and that alone, it probably would come up just fine. See how it already is? But I'm just going to make sure. You saw how it was coming up already. Okay. Good, 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 good. 100% up, pulled up. Isn't that pretty? That's it. And then, oh, I have my little bows done. So, I'll take this, put it right here. A glob of glue that the little bow will do with it what it thinks it needs to do, and it will be stuck. Oops, if I don't scooch it. Okay, that can dry. I'll stick these together in just a minute because I want that to dry. Okay, let's go to the inside. So in here, we're gonna stamp Thankful for You in Early Espresso. We're thinking of you. What's it say? Thankful. Thankful for You. Right in the middle. And get the die to cut that out. Here's that. Okay, we could stick it together. I'll continue the story a little bit. Okay, so he didn't get in trouble as far as I know with the family, but they know now. I'm not sure when they found out. But anyhow, when he realized that the plum tree that we have here is the right plum tree, I mean it does the Oma Opa thing, he looked up a recipe online. So maybe it's not Grandma and Grandpa's, but he says it tastes just like it. So let's just go with it. And it's really good. So he has to get fresh yeast every year. Oh, and this year our tree didn't produce anything. So he went to Harrisburg and he bought a flat of, they were calling them Italian prunes. He's like, that looks like a plum to me. I think when they're dried, they're a prune. Anyhow, he got them. They're exactly what we need. And a whole flat of them is a lot. I have a picture, I'll show you, of the cake. He made 2 of the cakes. Let the yeast rise. It smells so good. Okay. See, now we're almost done with the story. So I want to stamp on white paper in Cajun Craze the big oak leaf and then 2 acorns and 2 acorn hats in espresso. The acorn body is in crumb cake. Well, okay, that's how you stamp them. We'll stamp on the inside of the card. So 1 crumb cake, or 1 Cajun Craze, 2 crumb cake, 2 early espresso. And they're right here. So I'm going to take the espresso acorn caps and put them on top. Let me show you that picture because I'm still smelling it. Cards and food. Okay. See if I can make it bigger. Look at that. I wish there was smell-o-vision. It smells so good. You could smell kind of, it's not super sweet. It's not bread, but it's definitely yeast-like, but not super sweet at all. I was trying to take a picture of the crust. Look at that crumble he has on there. And I did have 1 piece. The crumble is a perfect balance to the not so sweet crust. And then there's tartness from the plums. Oh, yeah. Okay, while I'm at it. Warren is 11 months old. Oh, I thought I had his picture. Cards? Cards. I don't. I just have a picture of him playing. I'll put it on while I make my acorns. Because Michaela was saying,
Warren, look at Grandma.
or Michaela was saying, I miss my baby. Hi. That's Bo. Look at him crawling, crab crawl. Warren. Hi.
Look at that crazy dog.
Warren, Warren, tell your mama, what did you have for lunch?
I had berries and granola and cottage cheese, and now I'm getting all squiggly wiggly.
Kiddo paw.
Give me the chicken.
And tell your mama why you changed into Evan Nolan clothes.
Because it's too warm in the sweater, and my pants keep falling off my little butt.
Warren, is that what happened?
Yeah? Yeah?
Chicken. Warren?
Warren, look at Grandma.
Hi. Warren. Hi.
Yeah? Look at that crazy dog.
Warren. Warren, tell your mama, what did you have for lunch?
I had berries.
Oh, okay. That's all that goes on around here. Every day. All day. So that was cake and baby. What more could a girl want? Okay, so I put dimensionals on the back of the Cajun Craze oak leaf. And I stuck together the acorns, the espresso cap, and crumb cake base. Put them together. And now I want to use irregular weave trim. And I was trying to stick it on the back of here, and it's like, okay, what angle? And I was really struggling with it. So take your Stampin' seal, and I know this is going to be covered by the leaf and the acorn. Oh, it might be out. It's out. Well, that might be enough. Maybe. Stampin' seal, ready to roll. See if there's a sticky right there. I need to get that off of there. Okay. Well, if it's sticky, maybe I could use it. Yeah. Okay, so now they're sticky from there over to here. So to put this on, I'll put it right there. I'm going to have it go over the edge so you can see, yes, it's intentional. And somewhat stay out of the words. But this way I have a little bit more control over it. I'll cut it at an angle. I saw someone the other day on all her projects, she cut her ribbon just flat. I'm like, oh, it has to be at an angle. I don't know why I'm weird about that. You know, an angle. So here is Cajun Craze oak leaf and little acorns. And I was just going to leave it at that. And I thought, there's like a seam that needs to be completed, filled. So glue and the other tiny little bow. So this linen thread espresso is in a 2-pack with Old Olive linen thread, and they're wonderful. There are dies to cut out the oak leaf and the acorn. The bundle has it all. Okay, so now that this is wet, I keep doing that. I should have started from the inside because now I want to work here, but I want to give that a minute to dry. So let's go back to the front, see if we could work on that. Here's the front. Oh yeah, that's had a bit of a chance to dry. I'm going to trim these just a bit. Okay, so plum cake and baby. I have nothing else other than cards. When you look at my my picture gallery, cards, baby, some food. Some food. Food is third on the list. Cards and baby are a good tie. Okay, how's that look? Isn't that nice? Don't you love those rub-ons? That's drying. So let's be creative. Can it go like that? I think so. And then this just gets, I didn't put that on very centered. I'll just have to decorate it harder on one side than the other. Across the street they have the boat races. And they know what time. Okay, this is a good save. Looking at this, I'm like, I'm embarrassed. That's a mess. But watch this. It fixes it all. But those people across the street, they know exactly when they could turn their engines on and they can start doing the microphone talking. And as soon as, I think it's like 8:30, all of a sudden, or 9, it's like, they're getting ready. Okay, so we're gonna do one of each size of these Cajun Craze in gold gems. Okay, which side? This side there's less, this side, I obviously did it crooked. Don't tell anyone. One, two, and a little one. See, that kind of balances it out, right? Right there. There's like a little bit of Cajun Craze, went a little rogue right there. Okay, got it fixed. Smell-o-vision. Okay, the front is done. Inside is getting there. And if your leaf keeps kind of riding up because the dimensionals are full of ribbon, you could put some glue and then just kind of weight it. I had to do that with the inside of this one because this one kept riding up, but it's fine now. Okay, we are done with 2/3 of it. So that, oh, the inside. Okay, I'm gonna let that keep drying, but for now, I'll work on this. Okay, so embossing buddy everywhere. Did you see how nice the words are in here? Gathering moments, many things. We can use that whether you're going to a friend's house for dinner, because someone helped you out, your car broke down, you're in a bind, or you just need to take it into the shop. Thanks always works. Thankful for you is good for your barista, or just people that you know that are always kind. Your friendship means the world to me. I know lots of people. I could use that. Expressing heartfelt gratitude. That's nice too. But for now, let's do your friendship means the world to me and these two little elements, bits, details. Okay. Good. Versamark. And those two little cute things. Those two. And I'll have you know, when it comes to stamping, you know where the words go. But then because Versamark is clear, kind of going blind. Stamping it blindly because you really don't remember. Well, I don't remember. I'll put one here and here. And I want them to be just random. See, you can't tell. Want it straight up and down. Put there. Should I do another one? Right here. Okay, they're on here. Yeah. Okay, I made a whoops, but it's okay. Do you ever do that? Yeah, but it's okay because I could brush it off with my finger, or I can use this handy dandy brush that comes with what is it? Heat Embossing Editions Toolkit or something like that. And I'll put that in the link too. There. Because I got it removed before I heat set it, it's not going to show. Okay. That's all that's to it. Okay, so when you look at this, you're like, okay, where are you going with this? Because that looks just okay. Just okay. But after we stamp over the top of it, and stamping over the top is surprisingly effective. I'll tell you why I say that. Stamping this, awesome stamps, no problem. Then I thought, well, stamping the Cajun Craze over the gold, because the gold embossing is a little bit taller on the paper, I thought I wouldn't get good coverage. It worked just fine. And then the same with these two. So I don't know why it works this time, but I'm thrilled that it does. And it's just a nice little addition to go with the foil paper on the front. Okay, and because the paper was heat embossed for a little while, it's a little bit warped, but that's fine. We're going to glue it down, maybe weight it, and it'll be just fine. Okay, so we're done with the first mark. Let's do, the biggest leaf is Cajun Craze, so I'm going to start with the biggest one. It's falling from the sky. Oh, I did that over the words. That kind of bugs me. Do over. Look at that. Magic paper. Well, I know you guys all stamp perfect. I don't. I do whoopses all the time. But this one is going to be much awesome. That, this, that, here, here, there. Okay, this time I'm going to behave. Look at that, I didn't catch an edge. Okay. And because the heat tool was warmed up, it's done. Cajun Craze is going to be stamped with precision and not in the words. Right there. Look at that. The leaves are falling. Maybe over here. That is just so pretty. Do you see how pretty this stamp is? I say that because it's distinctive. Okay, we know that. But see how you could see the veins and the shadowing on all of them? But look how pretty it is on here. See the veins on there? This hobby, after all these years, it still fascinates me. I'm in awe. Okay, so this one is done in espresso. And it's okay if it goes over the other leaf. Now, where should I do the acorns? I'll do one here and maybe some here. I notice I have Cajun Courage smudgy right there. So this one, the leaves are going to go up a little bit higher than planned. Actually, that looks pretty good. And here can be acorns. If I do it like this, that's where I think the acorns come from, the wooden branch area. That's going to be good. And I know I was going to put an acorn there. Okay, less is more, right? Just leave it alone. But it's fun how I'm able to stamp in dye-based ink over the embossing powder. Probably if I touched it, it would smear. But I'm just not, that's probably why these smeared. Okay, okay, I have a napkin from Plum Cake. I'm gonna clean it up after we're done here. Okay, so at this point it looks, yeah, that's okay. But this is gonna make all the difference. So there's that one, this one, maybe a little one. I like the cap of it. Okay, then maybe one here. That should have been up higher. See, I'm putting more and more and more in. Dishwasher's done. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that. And because you learn something new every day, see how there's a little bit of ink on the sample? I think that's because the ink is on the embossing powder and it will just have to evaporate, which I don't know if it's possible. So look at that, the ink is coming up off of it. So maybe just a little touch of this, or let it dry for a while. Because look at that ink that came up from there. That should be a remembering. Okay, so when you look at this, okay, that's cute, but wait till you put it on here. And then I'm going to put it inside the card on top of the basic beige. Yeah, it's going to be good. Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit thick, but thin. Thick as in quantity, but thin as in narrow, small amount quantity. Just because I'm trying to overcome the warp, the paper warp. Good, good, good. Let me get that big block, hold on. Won't take long. Okay, so this one is the sample. It's looking cute. This one is, the glue is still a little wet right there. Looking good. We just need to put the inside in. So, probably hasn't had enough time to dry, but I'll stick it inside the card. Yeah, it's still a little warped. And then I'll weight it down again, and I'll wait to take the picture. Oh, and I'll have pictures on my blog, which is JilliBling.com. I'll wait to take the picture until after I have another piece of that plum cake. Oh, if it's prunes, you know what? You know where I'm going with that. You know what happened last year? All of a sudden, the whole family, including baby, we were all doing just fine. We were very regular. You don't need to know that. I'm going to have more plum cake. So here's the project. What do you think? Which one is your favorite? 1, 2, or 3? I like them all. Okay, thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. And if you can, hit the like and subscribe button. Okay, thanks. Have a great day.